Plaintiff Gabrielle Thornton insists she and the defendant were nothing more than friends, but the defendant claims they were lovers.
Why did he suddenly ask to come and be in your company?
Know. It was just...
Please listen.
Okay, I'm sorry.
If he's never done it before, it just seems odd that the day before court, he suddenly wants to be in your company.
Just to be around. We were both in a new place.
This is the first time he's ever wanted to be around.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Can I speak?
Yeah.
The shirt that she's wearing, I bought for her yesterday.
Is that true?
No.
All right. Let's see.
That's the receipt for it right there. This,
Go ahead. What else?
This key right here, she asked for it back yesterday.
See what?
It will match her.
Do you know anything of him having a key to your room?
Yes.
How did he get a key to your room?
He took it. Took it after I told him to get out.
Took
it off the table.
Oh, he
I
did
had it
come
on the
in.
table. Yeah,
he did come in. Why did you let him in? You're looking up there now. You're the biggest liar I've ever met.
No, sir. No, sir.
Your case is dismissed for perjury. You're a big liar. Now you admit you let him in.
The way he was making it
First you said he asked to come in. Now you're telling me, be quiet. Get out of my court. You're gone. Get out. Perjury. Get out. Get out. I don't care what type of evidence or case you thought you were going to present, but for you to tell me such a bald-faced lie and insult my intelligence, you dismiss, goodbye, judgment for the defendant, whatever you wanted.
And you know you lied. You are a snake, and you know you are. You know you are.
And you're a liar.
No, I'm not. Whatever.
Mara lies about being locked up for 6 months. Let me just elaborate again on this subject for one moment here. For I personally, Jim Green speaking, I personally sent her home to her parents' house, as Rebecca, her own daughter, even testifies. Mara stayed there a while and came back to Fort Freedom. The following is Mara's very own words under oath.
That night, I called my folks, and my mother came and picked Stephen and me up. I was terrified beyond being terrified. I thought that Stephen was, along with me, being kicked out, never to be reunited with the rest of our family. The following day, in fear, I called Lila Green, pleading with her to let Steve and me return. She said she would have to think about it. The following day, she gave her consent. When we arrived back at the camp, we were given a room under the Citadel.
Headquarter building.
For a few weeks, both Stephen and I felt contentment. Stephen was being exceptionally good.
He was a real case to deal with.
He was the perfect son. For the first time in almost 6 months, I laughed and felt joy.
Isn't that just great? This woman for nearly 25 years now has accused me and my wife of locking her up, forbidding her to even see or talk to any of her kids, and here she told the court a different story.
You're looking up there now. You're the biggest liar I've ever met.
No, sir. No, sir.
Your case is dismissed for perjury.
Now Rebecca Warren chimes in her notarized testimony. Well, Mara, was there at Mara's mother's house. She called camp headquarters constantly and threatened that if she was not allowed to return, that she was going to walk the streets of Sacramento with her son in a shopping cart because she did not want to stay at the parents' home. This occurred during the time she was, according to her testimony, a captive. Also, during this time, she was allowed to work at the art shop a few days a week, where she had full access to a phone and also could easily have run out the front door or told a customer of her supposed problems.
Are you a liar? Do you lie, cheat, and steal? Are you a con artist? Are you all suave and swanky and get away with things that you shouldn't get away with? I bet you are.
When I presented the media with Mara's check stubs with dates corresponding to the time of her supposed captivity. They never, not once, wrote about it. Why? Rebecca Warren continues. She was given full privileges to the bathrooms as she lived in the house with my husband and myself, and no one restricted her at all. Funny how mixed up, on purpose of course, this lady was and is. She talked to my wife, me, Sarah, Joshua, Philip, Jackie, Iantha, Mike, her son Stephen, David Gain, lots of art shop customers, Lisa, and many others, both male and female in Canada. Note this.
I was ordered by Banderas,
Mara named in her lawsuit,
to get into my husband's truck.
Remember, she never talked to anybody and nobody.
Often my husband passed orders down through Lieutenant Bernie Banderas, who treated us like criminals.
See nobody? Talk to nobody? Check this out.
We were never thanked or praised for any work that we did.
Hold on a minute, Mara. You've been telling any and all that you were locked up, not that you were out working. Rebecca Warren continues in her notarized testimony. During this time, she often claimed that she had nothing to do and would volunteer for menial tasks. My mother has always been given to fantasizing, and she wrote me a letter just last year on my birthday, and that she said that her pastor had asked her to marry him, but she had refused. She goes to New Hope Church. And I was also told by one of her mutual acquaintances that she was having an affair with him. This would never shock any of us. When my mother was supposedly locked up, she had her own money, access to telephones, freedom to go to the grocery store or anywhere else she wanted, whenever she wanted. But according to media reports and Mara's testimony under oath, Mara says,
we had to get permission to leave camp, and we were told to hurry back. For 4 months, Jackie and I had a total of $20 for spending money, which was money I had in my purse when I was ordered to the chop shop.
A big fat rock.
This lady worked at the art shop, earned her own money, and did not have to pay rent, pay for utilities, pay for food, and so on. She claims between the two of them they had only $20, which makes only $10 for her. What a blatant lie.
Taylor, did you change your name from Shayna to Taylor?
Shanna.
Shanna.
Yes, Shanna. Taylor was my last name. And that's what I went by with all my friends.
Adrian is a godmother of my daughter, Kennedy.
Adrian and I have known each other a long time. She's my daughter's godmother. So I would trust her with the life of my child.
Adrian, you are Kennedy's godmother.
Well, she's asked me to be the godmother, but we haven't really gone through. I think that's something that, and usually that's for somebody that is a relative or somebody very close. And even though I love Kennedy, it's a big responsibility.
You wouldn't know a mark if he came up and hit you in the mouth. Besides being bad at that, you're a liar, the worst kind of liar.
Adrian and I have known each other a long time.
I've known Taylor for 3 years. Our children go to school together, and that's how I originally met her.
Adrian is a godmother of my daughter, Kennedy.
My job at the art shop only lasted long enough to buy a few necessities, toilet paper, toothpaste, etc.
Really, Mara? You worked several days a week at the art shop? Got paid well? Both you and Jackie? By the way, according to your great testimony on Dr. Phil's show, you implied that we held you captive in a dirty old shed for 6 months. Let me quote you, okay? I was not allowed to
see or talk to my children for 6 months. There was a shed in the backyard.
I was ordered to
move into that shed. There were no windows in the shed. It was full of mildew, and we couldn't stand upright. No bath, no shower for 6 months. I was excommunicated.
My question, dear captive, is this. Why the toilet paper? If you had no access to the bathroom, as you have often implied, why waste your money on the paper? Why didn't you use the bathroom when you were out and about, working and buying necessities? The whole bathroom thing is baffling. What did you hold your bowels for 10 weeks, or was it 6 months? If 6 months, that is nearly 1,100 peanut butter sandwiches in your guts if you ate 6 a day. Anyway, why the toothpaste? Other places you imply that you never had any water. How did you brush your teeth? Did you dry brush them?
A lot of people have been obsessed about the plastic surgery with the Beverly Hills Housewives, and really all we talked about was injectables, Botox and filler, and all of a sudden it's turned into surgery, which is not the case. I have my original nose, original cheekbones. I do get filler and Botox, but you know, it's definitely not surgery.
Our Schmear's testimony under oath continues, talking about the barbershop.
About 4 weeks, during which time I earned about $160, 30% of which I gave back to the ministry.
That was real nice of you, Mara. The fact is, Mara, you and Jackie worked longer and had lots of money to spend. Why lie?
The show gives me a platform to talk about women and children of domestic violence, which is a cause that's really close to my heart. Domestic violence is not like cancer. It is completely avoidable. It's violent, it's unnecessary, and it needs to stop. And so I think by my telling my story and us really shining a light on it.
Back to Rebecca Warren. Police officers were within the compound during her supposed imprisonment and saw her free, etc., etc. Everyone in the whole camp was aware of this. I personally was with the police, and sure enough, Mara raised her hands up as to show the cops she had no chains on her hands.
You happy now? I stole Jason Shepard's paper and turned it into a big fat liar! You know who's listening, pal? No one! And they never will. So, for the last time, give it up. Because I will never, ever, ever, like never, ever, 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 infinity, tell the truth.
Because the truth's overrated, right?
That's right! And cut!
I told you, Wolf. The only way to shoot this scene is from 12 different camera angles with birds flying around. Oh, and, by the by, Confucius say, Castang! You're busted! Rock and roll, baby!
Just like you wanted, Wolf. The press is all here.
Stole the idea for this movie from a 13-year-old boy?
He's 14.
This is the end of the line, Wolf. It's over.
Biggest liar I've ever met.
No, sir. No, sir.
Your case is dismissed for perjury. You're a big liar.
Wolf, I want to say thanks. You taught me a valuable lesson. The truth, it's not overrated.
I am gonna get you, Shepard!